Thakur Sri Ramakrishna incarnated on earth on 18th February 1836 in Kamarpukur. He was born in the Dhekishala, the foot-operated husking padded shed. The newborn, after birth, slipped into the pile of ashes, and the ash-smeared infant was retrieved by Dhoni Kamarini, who assisted Chandramani Devi in the delivery, and was thus blessed to be the first human being to hold in her arms and see face of the newborn, who would proclaim later to the world, as many faith, so many paths. Service to man is service to God, and ultimate goal of human life is realization of God. While standing outside of Jugi Shiv Mandir, Thakur's mother Chandramani Devi once saw a beam of light emerging from the image of Bhagavan Shiva and entered her body in the form of waves. She was extremely astonished and fell into a swoon. After regaining consciousness, she kept feeling that the light in the form of a child was still in her womb. She gave birth to Thakur Sri Ramakrishna 9 months later. In the courtyard of the house and to the west of Sri Ramakrishna's birthplace is the temple of family deity Bhagavan Raghuvir. The temple has Rameshwar Shivalinga, Raghuvir Shila and Shitala Ghat. The deities are regularly worshipped in this temple. The temple, which was earlier built of mud, is now brick built. At present, this temple also has Narayan Shila and Lakshmi Ghat. The ancestral house of Thakur, a mud house with the veranda, is to the north of the temple of Raghuvir. Sri Ramakrishna used to sleep in this house. It is still preserved as his bedroom. The thatched roof, mud walls and clean floors have been well preserved as it was before. Other members of the family used to sleep in the 2-story mud house on the eastern side and adjacent to this house. After Khudiram Chattopadhyay had to leave Derepur, his friend Shuklal Goswami helped him in settling in Kamarpukur by gifting him a place to live and also a small paddy field. The paddy field, situated to the west of Haldapukur and measuring 1,650 square yards or approximately 1/3 of an acre, started producing a lot of paddy. This rice was used as bhoga or offering to the deities in the temple of Raghuvir. The family need was also met entirely by the produce of Lakshmi Jala. Gadadhar and the other members of the family used to take bath in this pond known as Haldarpukur. Later, in Dakshineshwar, Haldapukur has appeared several times in various conversations of Sri Sri Thakur. At the age of 5, on an auspicious day, after being initiated through Hate Khodi or chalk in hand ritual, Thakur was admitted to the Pathshala or nursery school of the Lahas. The children in the Pathshala used to assemble under an artchala, meaning an outhouse with a roof made of 8 parts. The Pathshala was in front of the Durga Mandap of the Lahas. Thakur's handwriting was very neat and beautiful. Evidence of this can be found in his handwritten Pothi Shubahur Pala. To the east of the present mott in Kamarpukur are the residential house and temples of Laha family, Vishnu Mandir and the Durga Dalan. Dharmadas Laha was a next door neighbor and a great friend of Khudiram Chattopadhyay and stood by him through all the ups and downs in Khudiram's household. In the Vishnu Mandir of the Lahas, life of Thakur Sri Ramakrishna from prior to his birth in Kamarpukur till his marriage has been depicted beautifully through exhibition of idols showing serially Khudiram Chattopadhyay with his family after leaving Derapur village coming to settle in Kamarpukur with family deity Raghubir being carried on head, birth of Gadadhar in Dhekishala, Gadadhar growing up and serving the wandering monks in the Shadabrata of the Lahas, and Thakur's marriage with Ma Sharada Devi. Prasannamai, a child widow and eldest daughter of Dharmadas Laha, was a great companion of Chandramani Devi and was extremely fond of child Gadadhar, in whom she used to visualize child Krishna. Gadadhar used to visit freely house of the Lahas. During Durga Puja, he used to follow with great attention the entire process of making of the idols, from molding, sculpting and painting, followed by Prana Pratishtha, by infusing life through ceremonial process through which the deity is invoked into an idol. To him, the idol was never a mere sculptural representation, but a living embodiment of the divine. Manik Raja or Manik Chandra Bandopadhyay of Bhursebo village had a big mango orchard located to the west of Bhutirkhal in Kamarpukur. The mango grove used to be known as Manik Rajar Ambagan or Mango Grove of Manik Raja. Child Gadadhar with his playmates used to assemble there to enact dramas on mythological themes, especially from Ramayana or Mahabharata. Gadadhar used to be their leader. Thakur visited many times Manik Raja's village home at Bhursebo in his childhood and used to receive special care and affection from them. To the east of Lahababu's Durga Mandap and a little to the south was the Bhita or house of Dhani Kamarini at the junction of the road. She assisted Chandramani Devi when Thakur was born. After receiving the sacred thread during thread ceremony, child Gadadhar, defying the norms of the society, asked for alms from Dhani Kamarini, and thus she became his Bhikshama. At present, a small temple has been built in this house. To the northeast of Thakur's ancestral house was the hut of Srinivas or Chinu Shakhari. Thakur had very cordial relationship with him since childhood. Srinivas was very religious and always used to feel that Gadadhar was not an ordinary mortal but a divine being. Thakur, Sri Ramakrishna, even after growing up, was very fond of Chinu Shakhari. Whenever Thakur used to visit Kamarpukur, Chinu Shakhari used to spend time with him in spiritual discourses. At present, Ramakrishna Math, Kamarpukur, has built a memorial building, Chinu Shakhari's body and Gadadhar Vidya Mandir at the place of Chinu Shakhari's hut. At the age of 6 or early 7, probably in June or July 1842, Thakur had his first experience of Bhava Samadhi or devotional ecstasy. Child Gadadhar used to wander around in this grazing field while eating puffed rice from the front fold of his clothing. During one of those days, in the midst of black clouds in the sky, he became overwhelmed by the sight of a flock of flying white cranes in the background of the black sky and went into Bhava Samadhi. This tendency of entering into devotional ecstasy intensified with the passage of time. After his father, Khudiram Chattopadhyay, passed away in 1843, Gadadhar used to spend a lot of time in this crematorium and wander around in the field in grief. The temple of Ma Vishalakshmi is located in Anur village, situated about 3 kilometers away to the north of Kamarpukur. At the age of 8, child Gadadhar accompanied a few ladies of Kamarpukur and neighborhood villages who were going to Anur to pay obeisance to Ma Vishalakshmi. On the way, while singing songs in praise of Vishalakshmi and other deities, Thakur's body suddenly became stiff and he went into a deep trance leading to Bhava Samadhi. This was Thakur's second experience of Bhava Samadhi after the first one at Bhutirkhal grazing ground at the age of 6 or 7. Dharmadas Laha's daughter, Prashannamoyi, who was in the group, identified Gadadhar's condition as mystical, resulting from the spiritual influence of Ma Vishalakshmi on the pious child. The entire group started praying to the goddess to bless the child to return back to normalcy. After some time, Gadadhar regained consciousness. The ladies felt relieved, with their hearts overflowing with devotion. They visited temple of Bishalakshmi, offered their worship to the deity and returned home. Shitanath Pai's house was to the south of the Lahas. Thakur, in his childhood days, used to visit their house often. On 24th February 1846, on the occasion of Mahashivaratri, a drama on Bhagavan Shiva was arranged in the house of the Pais. The child who was to perform in the role of Shiva suddenly fell ill on the day of performance, and 10-year-old Gadadhar was persuaded by others to play Shiva. But as soon as he came to the stage to play the role of Shiva, dressed up with matted locks, Rudraksha beads around the neck, and ashes smeared all over the body, Thakur fell into a deep trance which lasted very long, and the play had to be stopped. Budhui Model Cremation Ground is located on the eastern edge of Kamarpukur village. There is a small pond in its front. Banyan and other trees are there all around. Child Gadadhar used to sit here alone in mourning after the death of his father. Teenager Gadadhar came to Calcutta with elder brother Ramkumar Chattopadhyay at the age of 16 or early 17 in the year 1852 or 1853. Initially they stayed for some time in Natherbagan, located in the Shobhabajar region of North Calcutta. That place is no longer in existence. From Natherbagan, they shifted to Jhamapukur area and started living in Govinda Chatterjee's house. Thakur used to worship in this house deity of Shamchandar Jeev. Adjacent to the house was Ramkumar's Chatushpathi, or the Sanskrit school, where 4 Vedas were taught. More than century and a half old tiled house, sanctified by stay of Thakur Sri Ramakrishna, exists even today, and at present Govinda Chatterjee's descendants stay in that old house. In 1926, the adjacent Chatushpathi building has been converted into a temple of the family deity Shamchandar Jeev. During his stay in Jhamapukur, Thakur used to visit at times Nakud Vaishnav's shop at Guru Prasad Chaudhuri Lane, which was not very far from Thakur's residence. Nakul Babaji, as he was otherwise known, was originally from Kamarpukur. Thakur used to enjoy company of this devout Vaishnav in his shop. The shop was in the vicinity of present Kathamrita Bhavan. It was Nakul Babaji who showed Sri Ma the old house belonging to Govinda Chatterjee where Thakur lived when he was in Jhamapukur. The shop is no longer in existence and the exact place cannot be identified. Thakur, while living in the Jhamapukur area in 1852-1853 to mid-1855, often used to visit Ma Siddheshwari Kali of Tantonia Kalibadi and sing to the goddess of this temple. Even later, when he shifted to Dakshineshwar, he had visited this temple several times and paid obeisance to the goddess. Thakur later told Swami Shubhadanandaji in Dakshineshwar, "When I used to stay in Jhamapukur, I had visited Siddheshwari temple as well as your house so many times. You were not born then." From Govinda Chatterjee's house, Thakur with elder brother Ramkumar shifted to another place in Balaishinga Lane, which was in the same row, just 3-4 houses away. It was a simple hut, converted now into a brick-built building. They stayed there for about 2 years, till they shifted by mid-May 1855 to Dakshineshwar.